Hello and welcome to the 16 Personalities quiz. Test. Thing. They say test over there. I am Junior. So, for some reason lately, personality quizzes have been going around, and I figured, why not? I know what I am. Every time I take a test like this that involves the 16 personalities, I always end up with INFP. Which is, I agree to some extent. I'll go into what an INFP, what each of those letters mean later. I'm assuming this will go into it itself at the end. But one thing I do want to point out with any test like this, always take it with a grain of salt. Some of them are actually designed to use super broad statements that I don't remember the name to. They use super broad statements that just happen to be able to apply to pretty much everybody. Anyways, so I am going to answer these to the most honest base how I feel it is. And I see there's neutral options, but I will not do a single one. God damn. Last time I took a test like this was high school. I did basic psychology in high school for shits and giggles, and this came up twice, at the beginning and at the end, to see if we changed, but that's a story for another time. Anyway, so let's hop right into this. You find it difficult to introduce yourself to other people. Well, let's see. Outside of what I'm doing now, which is talking to a camera mainly, I would actually say it's kind of hard. I can do it, but I'm not going to be, the one guy who's like, I'm. I mean, that would be a very hard thing for me to break. You often get so lost in thoughts, you ignore or forget your surroundings. Hell yeah. When I'm alone, and not even when I'm alone, just randomly, there's this thing that's very popular. Wow, I know what I'm talking about. It's very common with war veterans. It's called the 1,000-yard stare. I end up going into that, and I don't know why. And I haven't had any traumatic experiences. I've never been to a war or anything that would cause me to get something like that, but I have literally just gone into my own thoughts and ended up with the 1,000-yard stare. My mother has held conversations with me, and I have not registered a single one of them. There have been times where something important was going on. Hell, I can't remember what, because, well, I was gone. Try to respond to your emails as soon as possible and cannot stand a messy inbox. Ooh, this is double-edged for me, because I don't usually respond to emails all that much. I clear out my inbox all the time, a little agree. Just a little. A tiny agree. But do I find it easy to stay relaxed and focus, even when there is some pressure? A little. Another tiny agree. Because, I mean, you can't really go through life stressing out about every little thing that's going on. And a little bit of pressure in your life is good for you. Does anyone watch TED Talks? There's this really good one I watched recently. It's called Why Comfort Can Ruin Your Life. Go watch that. That is a really good one. You do not usually initiate conversations. That is very much true. I usually will not go and just start talking to someone. Ooh, you rarely do something just out of sheer curiosity? Hell no. I have taken things apart just to see how they worked. I've attempted to take a radio apart just to see the inner workings. Didn't go very well. I didn't have any tools. So let's see. Rarely? No, I do it. I do things out of curiosity. Constantly. I feel superior to other people. Hell no. Well, that would be more appropriate. Because there's some people I feel I may be better than, but, ooh, this whole statement right here is just gonna get my ass burned, isn't it? I mean, I want to word my thoughts in a way where I'm not going to offend anyone, but I'm just gonna say that there are some people who just, they are absolute shitlords. I'll give one example. It'll be extremely hard to believe, but trust me, it is an absolutely true thing. I was the victim of a bully all throughout school. And, well, he's stuck in a dead-end place in the middle of nowhere, which is not too far away from here. And now, I think... I really don't know where he's at right now, but I do know that he's not doing as well as I am. Oh, man. I don't want to be that guy. Really not the kind of person I want to be. Being organized is more important to me than being adaptable. Hell no. I would rather adapt to a situation than to have a whole plan book set out. I would, but it is a bit appalling what kind of a mess is just sitting around me. I've got a box of Band-Aids, I've got the jaw piece to my motorcycle helmet, an 8-ball, a copper cup, a ceramic mug, a bandana, the case to Roller Coaster Tycoon 3, a pair of goggles, some packing foam, rubber bands, thread, magic cards, the box that my mouse pad came in, a new crate box, a hunting knife, a Cavion, a tablet, one empty can of Monster, one corkscrew, a Razor Knock XB2, two clothes, a bottle cap, a mask, one, let's see, what's the other? I should ask Amazon. I mentioned this with the 16 minutes, but ask one button from the highway, plus this, I got a little neck, a red heart, and my phone, and the list goes on and on. Hey, there's a small pen, a red pencil, and a tube of chapstick. And I've got a bunch of string lights wrapped around the base of my monitor. So that's what I'm sitting in. Usually highly motivated and energetic. No, I spent the last 2.5 hours trying to figure out what I was going to record tonight. And this is what I came to. And I can't keep up a fake energy, most definitely. That's why a lot of my videos are almost always on the lower baseline of energy. I am not Jacksepticeye. That is for sure. Moving on then, winning a debate matters less to me than making sure no one gets upset. I would agree with that, because win or lose a debate, I hope it was all in good spirits, but your home and work environments are quite tidy. How much of that previous rambling about pointing out random shit was cut or sped up? It was probably all sped up. Play it again! You did not mind being the center of attention. I'm okay with the attention, but I don't want to be the center, which, if I make it big doing this, is going to be very, very strange for me. Hell, even when I was acting for the CCT when I was younger, I never really got a major role, and I was very happy with it. Just extras every now and again. Consider yourself more practical than creative? No, I'm a little more creative than I am practical. Less practicality is good, but that also leads to predicticality? Is that a word? People rarely upset me. That is true. It does take quite a bit to actually upset me. I'm a naturally jolly man, and I have an extremely long fuse? Yeah, long fuse, because the short fuse is short temper. I'm thick-skinned. I also have the MRI to prove I'm thick-skulled. I knocked myself out once in high school, kinda playing basketball after lunch in school one day, and I managed to trip over the back of someone's foot. Knocked me right the fuck out, but yeah, travel plans are usually well thought out. I don't do planning very well. At all, actually. It is often difficult for me to relate to other people's feelings. Nope, wrong side. I can relate fairly decently. I've been through a lot of experiences myself. I know right down to being a bit unstable mentally, to the point of not caring for yourself in any way, shape, or form. Moving on. That's bringing up some bad memories. Mood can change very quickly. Hell yeah. I mean, it's not. Oh my God. It's like I'm bipolar or anything, but I'm more of an emotional person than anything. That's why I want to play Ori and the Blind Forest, but I haven't gotten past the beginning sequence to, I can only get to the point in Ori and the Blind Forest where Ori is walking away from the corpse of its adopted parent. I usually end up bawling for quite some time afterwards. It's interesting. I'm thinking I might play that after Hollow Knight is done, whenever that happens. In discussion, truth should be more important than people's sensitivities. Yes, I could agree with that. Yes, keep everyone's sensitivities in mind, but the point of a discussion is usually to bring about truth. Granted, opinions as well, but not everyone's opinion is the truth. I'm gonna start a firestorm. You rarely worry about how your actions affect other people. A little bit. I mean, yeah, I'd rather not end up hurting someone majorly, physically or emotionally by what I do, but I do what I do. There's no reason to not be yourself regardless of anyone else. Your work style is closer to random energy spikes than a methodical and organized approach. Oh my God, is that so accurate? I am definitely... One, I'm a procrastinator. Literally, if you're watching this video on Thursday, April 6, 2017, at 11 a.m., please note that right now it is Thursday, April 6, 2017, at 1:47 a.m. Central Standard Time. You're often envious of others. I had a little argument with myself there, but no. Envious? No. Inspired by? Yeah. I mean, how do I want to put it? That's a common phrase of this one, is how do I want to say what I want to say? Am I envious of others? No. I may look up to others. Like, Revel Mode, those guys, and by those guys I mean Markiplier, Jacksepticeye, and PewDiePie. I may not subscribe to PewDiePie, but when it's down to a vlog, or his opinion on certain matters, I respect those. Those guys are doing so much good in this world, and I would love to be like them. If I could be at their level without making a dime, I would still be happy. That would be more than enough for me. An interesting book or a video game is often better than a social event. Hell yes. I don't have a social life. I don't want a social life. I'd rather play video games and go out. I'd rather read a book than go out. Does anyone remember the Warriors series? That is one of my favorite series of books. I don't know why, it was just really good. Being able to develop a plan and stick to it is the most important part of every project. You know? No. Being able to develop a plan and stick to it is great. But some of the best things come out of these random energy spikes, as well as the random creativity that comes along with it. Rarely get carried away by fantasies and ideas. No. I always get carried away by fantasies and ideas. You often find yourself lost in thought when you're walking in nature. Absolutely. I don't walk in nature all that much. I mean, I did a Pokemon Go video, and after that, the last time I walked in nature was like 2 or 3 months afterwards, and I still got lost in thought just listening to everything. Mainly cars, because where I live now, nature is right by a highway. If someone does not respond to your email quickly, you start to worry if you said something wrong. I couldn't disagree more. 1, emails are kind of like snail mail. They are not necessarily instant. As a parent, you'd rather see your child grow up kind than smart. I mean, yeah. I feel I'm kinder than I am smart, but that is a very good virtue. Because you could have a dumbass child who's the nicest person you've ever met in the whole wide world, and that could amount to something completely different than a smart child who is a complete asshole. And these are two opposite extremes, but there's my example. Do not let people influence my actions. Yes, to a kind of, because, again, I do what I do. I don't care all that much about other people trying to affect what I'm doing. But there is some influence from the outside that is necessary, and it should always be kept in mind. Your dreams tend to focus on real world and its events. I mean, a little bit. I don't have elaboration on that. It takes you much time to start getting involved in social activities at your new workplace. Yes, I am the loner. I've always been the loner. I've been the loner through high school. I've been the loner through my work environments. It takes so long for me to warm up to anybody. More of a natural improviser than a careful planner. Absolutely. Emotions control you more than you control them. To a pretty good extent. You enjoy going to social events that involve dress-up and role-play activities. I can't say, one, I've ever really been to them. I've been to my first year at college. I went to the Halloween party dressed up as... I don't know what I was supposed to be. I wore all black, a respirator, a pair of sunglasses, and a mask and a pair of black gloves. I don't know what I was trying to be. You often spend time exploring unrealistic yet and impractical blah blah. You often spend time exploring unrealistic and impractical yet intriguing ideas. Quite often, you would rather improvise than spend time coming up with a detailed plan. Absolutely! Improvisation is one of the best things to do. It keeps you on your toes, kids. You're a relatively reserved and quiet person. Generally, maybe. That depends if I'm with other people, really. Alright, we're leaving the 16 personalities for this one. I am what I call a mirror personality. I reflect the environment I'm in. If the general mood is happy-go-lucky, joyful goodness, that's what I am. If the general mood is somber or melancholy, I don't know if those two words are related, then, well, I'm going to be a lot more toned back. Let's see. Judging myself based on me being alone, not in front of a camera, just doing me. I'd say I'm, what would it, reserved and quiet, easily. If you had a business, you would find it very difficult to fire loyal but underperforming employees. Loyalty is great, and it would suck to lose someone who's loyal, but if they're underperforming, they either need to make improvements or they do have to go. Man, I am a real asshole sometimes. Whatever. You often contemplate the reasons for human existence. I have never contemplated the reasons for human existence. In fact, the most recent existential contemplation I had was at the end of the last Hollow Knight. Yeah, that's about as existential as I get. Logic is usually more important than heart when it comes to making important decisions. This is pretty true. Because emotionally you could be invested one way, but if it's a bad idea to begin with, maybe you should think it through. Keeping your options open is more important than having a to-do list. Absolutely. Back to the improvisation talk. If your friend is sad about something, you're more likely to offer emotional support than to suggest ways to deal with the problem. Yes. Again, with the mirror personality deal, you rarely feel insecure. Yeah, I'd say it's pretty rare. I have been insecure at times, but as everyone is sometimes. We're all human. We are not bulletproof. Some are just a little stronger than others, I would say. You have no difficulties coming up with a personal timetable and sticking to it. I am rarely on time. I don't ever come up with a schedule. And, well, wing it. Everything, just wing it. Being right is more important than being cooperative when it comes to teamwork. Wrong. That's the point of a team, is to cooperate. If the whole team is working well, then we've got something going. We think that everyone's views should be respected regardless of whether they are supported by facts or not. Again, man. Ah, there my car. I was gonna grab my hippie glasses. That's just like your opinion, man. Feel more energetic after spending time with a group of people. Yes and no. Mirror personality. You frequently misplace your things. Absolutely. You see yourself as very emotionally stable. Yeah, nowadays. Most definitely. Mind is always buzzing with unexplored ideas and plans. Absolutely. Do not call yourself a dreamer. That is false. I definitely have some pretty ambitious dreams. And, to go real literal, I dream at night. Usually find it difficult to relax when talking in front of many people. We'll give it a little degree. Just a little one. Generally speaking, you rely more on your experience than your imagination. You worry too much about what other people think. No. Again, that's just like your opinion, man. But, couldn't care less of what other people think of me. You can call me rude, call me ugly, call me fat. Well, occasionally, absolutely right on the rude. I can't really say what beauty is, because I don't give a shit. And if you call me fat, congratulations! You have eyes, and they work! If the room is full, you stay closer to the walls and avoid the center. Yes, I have done this. You have a tendency to procrastinate until there is not enough time to do everything. Yes, on a daily basis. You feel very anxious in stressful situations. That not always true. I believe it is more rewarding to be liked by others than to be powerful. Absolutely. Because what is power without support? Actually, that's a good one. I want you all in the comments, start this discussion. What is power without support? Is it more important to be powerful or to be liked? My position, it is better to be more liked and less powerful, because a few people with a strong bond can achieve more than one person who has omnipotent power. Yeah. Omnipotent means all-powerful. That's a thing I know. You've always been interested in unconventional and ambiguous things. Example, in books, art, or movie. Absolutely. You often take initiative in social situations. I would rather not. All right, before I look at it, just off the bat, I'm gonna stick with my gut. I've taken a test like this, not this one. I have taken a test like this. Every time has been INFP. I've taken these things like 6 times. Again, the only 2 I remember right off the bat is high school. So let's see what I got. INFP. Wow. Oh. I am predictable. Is mediator. You mean they actually have a name for an INFP? So, I am 67% introverted and only 33% extroverted. I could see that. Occasionally I go out and interact with the world around me, but I am more about me. Wow, that's egotistical. Energy, intuitive or observant. I actually don't know what the word intuitive means, so skip. Nature. Trait determines how we make decisions and cope with emotions. I am more feeling-based than thinking-based. Absolutely. Tactics. Judging or prospecting. I know what judging means. I don't necessarily know what prospecting means. Not in this sense. I know what a prospector is. And I'm 72% assertive. Okay. Ooh. There is absolutely a readout. Mediator. Are true idealists, always looking for the hint of good, even in the worst even in the worst people and events, searching for ways to make things better. Oh my god. That feels like one of those statements that is super vague and super broad that fits everyone. But that is pretty much me to a T. While they may be perceived as calm, reserved, or even shy, mediators have an inner flame and passion that can truly shine. Comprising just 4% of the population, the risk of feeling misunderstood is unfortunately high for the mediated personality type. I may be misunderstood, but that is me. I don't care. But when they find like-minded people and spend their time with, the harmony they feel will be a fountain of joy and inspiration. Mediators I may know. I haven't met them, but what do I know? William Shakespeare? I've read a decent amount of his poetry. I do enjoy it. J.R. Tolkien. He is the Hobbits and Lord of the Rings guy. That's who he is. Never heard of Bjork. Johnny Depp. Know that guy. Julia Roberts. Lisa Kudrow. Tom Hiddleston. I know him. Oh! Nice. Nice. I was gonna say, he plays Loki. That gives it away too. Alicia Keys. I don't know. Frodo Baggins. Anne of Green Gables. I don't know. Fox Mulder. He's the main character of X-Files. I don't know how to pronounce that one. Arwen, Lord of the Rings. Man, there's 2 Lord of the Rings references plus the creator. What's that say about me? Sybil Branson, Downtown Abbey. Never seen that. Lance Sweets. Yes! Oh, Sweets is my favorite character from Bones. I'm just gonna say that now. Bones is an awesome show. And I'm like Sweets, that's interesting. Constantine Levin. I don't know who that is either. Strengths and weaknesses. Moderators, friends, and loved ones will come to admire and depend on them for their optimism. Their unshaken belief that all people are inherently good, perhaps simply misunderstood, lends itself to incredibly resilient attitude in the face of hardship. Again, broad statements, vague statement, but damn do I feel it's accurate. I wonder. Here we go, personality types. Architects, logisticians, commanders, debaters. Hey, that's Mark Miller. Well, that's not, but I think that's what he scored. Advocate, mediator, protagonist, campaigner, console, executive, defender, logistician, virtuoso, adventurer, entrepreneur, and entertainer. Okay, then. So yeah, these are the 16 different personalities. There, that's what each of the letters mean. Introversion, extroversion, intuition or sensing, thinking and feeling, judging and perceiving. But as always, take these things with a grain of salt. There is always very broad, vague statements that can apply to anyone, and it's natural to pull out the ones that speak to you the most, like, oh my god, they know me, where's the camera? There it is. But I want to thank you for giving me your time of day so I can throw it out that window over there. And if you like this video for some reason, go ahead and hit that like button, and if you're new here, why not subscribe? What's the worst that could happen? Anyways, thank you, and I hope all of you have a wonderful day. Hey guys, once again, thank you so much for watching. If you want to see my skin crawl in Hollow Knight, click over to the left. And if you want to see the video YouTube thinks you like, click over to the right. Technically, this is all theoretical, but I mean, it fits the bill for a lot of things, a lot of people.